Welcome back, everybody. We got another week over here, and we're going to go into Parshat Re'eh. Parshat Re'eh starts, Re'eh, Anochi Noisem Lefneichem Hayoim, Es HaBracha Ve'es HaKlala. See that I'm giving before you today the blessing and the curse. So, we get to choose. This is basically what the Pasuk is telling us. You get to choose in this life. You get to choose if you want the blessing. You get to choose if you want the curse. Of course, we're guided to go ahead and take the blessing and choose the blessing every chance that we get. But nonetheless, we have the choice. What does it mean to have a choice in the matter? What does it mean for us? And how do we get ourselves to come to a place where we actually choose properly? What do we have to instill within ourselves? What type of belief, what type of understanding do we have to see so that we always automatically go ahead and choose the blessing, choose the bracha? So Avraham Avinu, our forefather, the first one of us, Avraham HaIvri, he was the first one from the other side. He was called, Hashem tells him, Parsha Lech Lecha Veheyeh bracha, and you will be a bracha. Meaning, you've already chosen my way in all of your tests, and there will be more tests, and if you follow my words, I'm telling you, you go to my land, Lech Lecha Me'artzecha, you'll go there, and you will be a bracha. Meaning, bracha will be flowing through you, you will be surrounded by it, you will be part of it, it will be your essence. Everything about you will be bracha. And that's basically what we're looking over here. Whatever you choose to surround yourself either with blessing, or you choose to surround yourself with the opposite. And the more we surround ourselves and become part of that, and we make that part of our life, that's what we become. We become a walking blessing as we walk around, and hopefully not the reverse of that. So, now, when a person comes to choose, they have a few places that they have to target. They have to look at a few places in their life. Number one, there are the places where it's not hard for you to choose right or wrong. It's just, you get to choose. I'm in a gas station. Should I go ahead and buy something kosher from the shelves, or should I go and buy myself some non-kosher? And that's pretty simple. You're a person who grew up with faith and trust in Hashem, and you believe in Him. You're going to go ahead and just not even think twice. You'll be going straight to the kosher aisle and get whatever you need. But what if you're in a case where you grew up and you really enjoyed the non-kosher food? Then you may have a struggle in that area. But for believers, people who grew up in community and Orthodoxy, they'll be finding themselves in a pretty easy situation in that case. Now, there's another choice of good and evil, or blessings and curse. Like, which one do you choose? When it comes by instinct, when someone gets into our face or starts rattling our plans, what are we going to choose? Are we going to choose to be the positive, relaxed, calm person who says, I understand this is not what my plan is, but I'm not going to blow this up for no reason. I'm actually going to keep it calm, and I'm going to do what's right to make this work out for the best. And at that point, that requires a lot of work of a person. Just like someone who grew up non-religious and he wants to go towards the non-kosher food, it'll be in this case where even people who grew up religious, we see people around us rage. Even in the community, we see, we can see our parents get upset. We can see people in the shul, and the grocery store owner and the taxi driver. We go in traffic and we get caught up. We get caught up in it, and we also get upset. And in those areas, we have to know how to choose the blessing from the curse. How do I choose to make my life better rather than allowing it to spiral downward? Because when someone chooses the bad, what ends up happening is that negativity stays with them. That feeling of anger remains for a while. If you choose to act upon your feelings, that negative action is going to last. It's going to seep into your heart. The person who angered you will be remembered as someone you don't want to associate yourself with, and there may be a lot of shame that comes along with it, and then regret, and then a whole bunch of uncomfortable situations. I have to go and apologize, and I need them to apologize first, and it goes back and forth. And this just ends up lasting for a while, and hopefully not for too long. But some of these things, because of our silly reactions when we were on a smaller state of mind, we end up stretching it out for many, many years, and we can't get any rest. And that's basically surrounding ourselves with a curse. We're just surrounding ourselves with negativity, with downness, and we can't get ourselves out of it. But when someone chooses to act on any situation in the way of blessing, what they end up doing is they end up bringing in freedom into themselves, end up bringing themselves into a place of calmness and relaxation. And when they see this person, they know that this person has a weakness in a certain area, but they know that they could tolerate it, and they could help the other person get through it, and most of all, they could help themselves get through it and not get sucked into it. And here's where we come to an idea called emotional safety. Emotional safety is, before I even go into that, there are many keywords that people have made for themselves over the last couple of years, because they don't want to go in and explain everything that's on their heart, because they're not ready to open up. There are certain words that title their feelings. They just say emotional safety, and you're supposed to understand everything underneath it. But to understand the words emotional safety, it means that I am safe with my emotions. If someone comes over to me, I am safe. Let's say if I'm wearing armor around me and someone comes with a sword or a dagger or a gun, I'm protected because I have the armor. Emotional safety is the same thing. I am prepared for any conversation, any type of rock or anything that comes towards me. I'm ready to accept it, and it could bounce straight off me, or I could even catch it and throw it back. That means emotional safety. But are we responsible for other people's emotional safety? Do I have to be protective of other people's? If I know that somebody gets really upset if a certain subject comes up, that means that person is not safe with their emotions. That person is a mess. Do I have to do anything for that person? And that's where we come into the mitzvah of Ve'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. If you love yourself, you could love other people. If a person is unstable on their own, not naturally they'll feel like other people are unstable. But then again, it's going to be very hard for you to respect the other person's boundaries. If a person has certain things they don't want to be spoken about, if you can't control yourself, there's no way you could be there to help someone else. You're just going to say whatever comes to mind, even if it hurts the other person. Because misery likes company. If I'm miserable, then I don't mind dragging somebody else along. That's how it usually works. So we have to take care of ourselves. We have to surround ourselves in this proper place of blessing, a place where we could act upon instinct and do the proper thing, do the thing that actually leads us out and gives us that light and takes us forward into the world instead of pulling us back. And now we go back to the pasuk. You could choose between bracha and klala. The point for choosing is because when we choose, we could build or we could destroy. That's what it comes down to. Am I building something or am I destroying? Am I adding to the reality or am I subtracting? What am I doing? And when we start choosing properly, we become like Hashem. Hashem bachar banu mikol ha'amim. He chose us out of all the nations. What does that mean? Hashem has choice. Hashem does what he wants. He has will, and that will is the greatest will of ever, that has no back and forth, like maybe I'll change my mind later. No, this is final. What does it mean Hashem has choice? Hashem's choice is to build, to keep on creating, to be there. He wants to create. He is here to make it go upward. Yes, there is choice, but Hashem chose the blessing. And when we start choosing the bracha in our life, we start attaching ourselves and connecting ourselves to the ways of Hashem. And that's what we do here on earth. And this is the work that we're supposed to be doing. Yes, we had many conversations about a whole bunch of different ways that we should keep ourselves in a good mindset and keep our mind clear and on an up note. But when it comes to choice, we have a lot of work to do because we get blinded. We have different forces that keep on pulling us to different places and making us choose things that we wouldn't necessarily do on our own. we feel like we're being pulled into situations, especially when we look back in time at our immature, younger self. We start thinking, how did I even let myself do such a thing? How did I even get myself to a situation where I just fell and just dropped, like how was I able to do that to myself? And when we get to a point now in life, we say it's not about the past anymore. It's not about all the choices that I made, because one choice leads me to the next. If I make one choice right now, the next choice will come up eventually based on what I just did. If I choose to live in this house, this house is going to bring me my next choice in life. Should I put this tile down or that tile down? Do I like my neighbor? Should I be nice to him or not? And all those choices lead us into the next parts of our lives. And we have to seek to build. We have to continue building and not look back. When we look back, we could fall back. When we look back, the only point is that we should learn the lessons from the past and help ourselves move forward into the future. And we don't know the future, and we can't change the past. All we could do is now. And the thing that we have to do now is make proper choice. And as we say, if you're going to listen to the bracha, you will be filled with all these great things in your life. You'll find yourself in comfort and relaxation, calmness, and serenity, nirvana. You'll have this great life. And people always say, when we grow up, the Rebbe tells us, if you're going to learn Torah, it's the best thing. And as you get older, you start seeing, there actually is this calmness that once you give your life over to Hashem, you say, I'm going to walk in the light of the bracha. I'm going to walk in the blessing. You actually start seeing it coming around you. Everything that you need in the life that you desire actually starts falling into place. Hashem takes care of us. So let us work towards that. Hope you have a wonderful Shabbos. Thank you so much for learning with me. And you can check out all the other videos. Check out my books on Amazon. Who Am I? Tehillim Legacy Journal, and a few others. And you can reach me at lemmerhypno@gmail.com. I'll see you next time.